Welcome back. News from the stranded ship off Chennai, which was issued a stay by the Madras High Court. Investigations reveal that crew members were not paid properly by the authorities. The police have conducted investigations with the ship's captain. Our crime correspondent Salim has more on this.
Strong winds battered Chennai's marina 5 days ago due to cyclone Nilam. As a result, this ship, Pratibha Kaveri, lost control and washed ashore. Out of the 37 crew members, 6 died. While the departments concerned with the seas and ships have started an inquiry, the Chennai police have registered a case and kick-started a probe. They have already questioned the ship's captain. He has given some statement. Sources from the police department very clearly tell us that the captain has also commented on the salaries that was pending to be delivered to the crew members and also the distress call given out by the captain that went unanswered, according to the captain. Now, the police say they have sought some details from the authorities concerned, and once they get the details, once they cross-check the facts, once they cross-check the statement given by the ship captain, there may be some arrest in this case.
An international conference on Tamils will kick off in London tomorrow, during which political leaders would discuss alleged rights violations by Sri Lankan army in the last phase of the civil war. CPI National Secretary D. Raja and Chief of CPI's Tamil Nadu unit D. Pandian will be taking part in the 4-day conference that is being hosted by All Parliamentary Group for Tamils in collaboration with British Tamils Forum. On to an announcement from the telecom regulator to stop the menace of pesky messages. The TRAI has said that only 100 SMSs in a day per SIM card will be allowed at concessional rates. For every SMS beyond the cap of 100 SMSs, a charge of minimum 50 paise will be applicable. This after subscribers have been facing the menace of receiving unsolicited promotional SMSs from unregistered telemarketers who often take advantage of concessional SMS offers by telecom operators. Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal had last week said that he too was a victim of the unsolicited communications. Andhra Pradesh Transport Minister and State Congress Chief Botsa Satyanarayana Rao perhaps presumed that every vehicle in the state should be at his beck and call for his daughter's wedding in Vizianagaram district, attended by several top union ministers and state governors. An estimated 300 SUVs from 3 districts was allegedly used to ferry guests around Vizianagaram, Srikakulam and Visakhapatnam. The question now being asked is who footed the bill for the transport. Faced with this question, the minister today claimed that he had paid for the use of taxis and denied the misuse of his position before rushing away in his official car in Hyderabad. Another curious coincidence also being questioned is that many state ministers and other VIPs chose the day of the wedding to hold review meetings in that one district. Many were travelling with their families. This too was brazenly brushed away by 2 ministers who attended the wedding.
No, all allegations are baseless allegations. I don't want anything.
The taxi drivers are saying that their cars was forcibly taken from for the use of the wedding.
No. Who told?
There in Vizag, Vijayanagaram and Srikakulam.
No. I'm sorry.
But they given compensation, sir, for the vehicles that were used.
My guests were in my vehicles. How can they arrange the chief minister? Is that correct? There is the way.
Staying with the state's news, 24 people have died in 4 days and 67,000 have been evacuated to government shelters as many parts of coastal Andhra Pradesh are flooded after heavy rains brought by Cyclone Nilam that hit Indian shores last week. The state's Revenue Minister Raghuveera Reddy has blamed the meteorological department for the damages caused, saying that it was unable to predict the monsoon. Moving on, Reliance had on Saturday stated that it had never contested the government's right to get spending on the flagging KG-D6 gas fields audited by the CAG, but added that the consent must not lead to a performance audit of a private firm. The row over CAG's second round of audit of KG-D6 field erupted after the Petroleum Ministry last week postponed a kick-off or entry conference called to commence the scrutiny of spending in 2008-9 to 2011-12. Oil Minister Veerappa Moily has said that audits of oil and gas blocks were a contractual obligation and that Reliance will abide by it. He also stressed that there will be no problems created for Reliance or the CAG.
I have already gone on record with the full detail that it is a contractual relationship between the government and also with the respective contracting parties, and they will go abide by that. We need not create problems either for them or for the government.
In a relief to former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Mayawati, the Allahabad High Court dismissed a bunch of petitions seeking prosecution of the BSP Supremo in the Taj Corridor case, holding that they were devoid of merit. The Lucknow bench of court gave relief in the case while upholding the June 2007 order of the special CBI court, which dropped the criminal proceedings against her and her cabinet colleague Naseemuddin Siddiqui for want of Governor T.V. Rajeswar's sanction to prosecute them. Welcoming the High Court verdict, the BSP leader and Mayawati's counsel, Satish Chandra Mishra, termed the petitions filed in the case as politically motivated and pursued with malified intention.
In the judgment, the Honorable High Court today has discussed every issue which was raised by the petitioners once again, and on merit, on the question whether the sanction was required or not in this case, they have said yes, it was mandatory, it was required a sanction. Then the governor's order, which has been upheld, the refusing the sanction. All other issues they have considered in the judgment and given the judgment on merit. It is not on any technical ground, on the ground that the Honorable Supreme Court had dismissed earlier, therefore we are not entering into the merits. They have entered into the merits. They have looked into the merits of the matter, and thereafter they have said that all the petitions have no force to stand, and therefore they are being dismissed, devoid of merits and dismissed.
ये राहत तो बहुत ही टेम्परेरी किस्म की है, अस्थायी है, क्योंकि अभी सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ऊपर है, तो इसलिए इसके ऊपर अंतिम निर्णय आना बाकी है, और अभी इस निर्णय से कोई भी निष्कर्ष निकालना ठीक नहीं होगा.
There was nothing which was there in the Taj Corridor case. The CBI was inquiring into this matter for a long time, and also other agencies which inquired, including the Honorable Governor in Uttar Pradesh. And after so many years, wastage of time and energy of as far as the party is concerned, it has come out very clearly. It was done with a political motive, where in order to malign the image of the party.
Updating you on the Kingfisher crisis, the government will not renew the airline's license to fly if the ailing carrier fails to provide a turnaround plan by the end of December. The airline has not come up with any revival plan as of now, sources said, adding that the airline's license is due to expire on the 31st of December. Once India's second largest airline, Kingfisher has not flown since the start of October after an employee protest turned violent. The DGCA had suspended its license last month after Kingfisher failed to address his concerns over safety. It's another short break for now, but we will be right back soon.